Hey, Salvador Briggman here. Welcome back to the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel. On this channel, we love to talk about crowdfunding. And in this video specifically, I want to get into one of the major crowdfunding platforms out there, Kickstarter, Kickstarter.com. And specifically, how the heck does Kickstarter make money? How do they bring in that cash money? How do they actually monetize their website? And what does this mean for you as a project creator, as a backer? What does this mean when it comes to the crowdfunding ecosystem? Why should you be even thinking about this if you're going to be launching an upcoming crowdfunding campaign? And that's what I'm covering in today's video. All right, man, welcome back. And again, my name is Salvador Briggman, and I've been blogging in this industry. Crowdcrux.com is my blog. I started that back in 2012, and I've been putting out podcasts as well with the Crowdfunding Demystified podcast, and also YouTube videos just like this to help people on the path as they're raising money from the crowd. And sort of the tactics, the strategy, the ways to go out there and to do that, putting out free education to sort of help people and hopefully increase their success rates when it comes to being an industry as a whole, right? The people that are actually raising capital, helping them be more effective in actually doing that. So first of all, if you are actually studying this, if you're actually taking the time to learn this, oh my gosh, like my hat's off to you. This is one of the most difficult things in my opinion to learn because there's so much mystery around it. And that's really why it's my mission to demystify this for anyone who's out there. And I really commend you as well. If you're taking, the proper time to actually invest in understanding the process of crowdfunding, understanding the mechanics, the things that go into this is going to serve you tremendous dividends in the future. And it's honestly one of the best investments which you can make of your time, because you can just launch campaign after campaign. And also, if you want, you can always come back to this and use other forms of crowdfunding as well in your business. So this to me is like another tool in your toolbox or another weapon in your arsenal as an entrepreneur who's going out there in the trenches and trying to bring something new to the world. Okay, so for a simple answer, when it comes to Kickstarter, the actual platform, they are taking a 5% fee on the funds which have been successfully raised of your Kickstarter campaign. Now, what the heck does that mean? Basically, what that means is that, let's just say that you do a campaign, okay? You raise $15,000 with your Kickstarter campaign and you actually hit or exceed that amount of money. If you're able to do that, and let's just say you've done a 30-day duration for your campaign, at the end of those 30 days, all the credit cards are going to be charged and processed, and that's when the fee is going to be assessed, the 5% fee which Kickstarter takes. However, if you are not successful, if you don't hit or exceed your goal, then all the funds are going to be returned to the backers, and that 5% fee is not going to be charged. So Kickstarter itself doesn't charge anything for you to launch a campaign. It only charges you if you are successful and you actually successfully raise money on their platform. At that point in time, they're then taking the 5% fee when it comes to their platform fee. On top of that, there are also obviously transaction fees if you're doing payment processing, right? Credit cards always naturally have payment processing fees. There also might be some other fees that go into your actual project launch. For example, hiring a crowdfunding coach like myself, any kind of books or teachings which you're buying along the way. Other things when it comes to marketing expenses, potentially if you're working with a marketing agency, you're working with someone to help you be a project manager, there are other expenses as well. But the number one takeaway that you should have from this video is that if you're gonna be doing a Kickstarter campaign, you gotta factor in that 5% fee when it comes to planning the actual logistics of the campaign. When you're thinking about how much you actually need to raise, you need to raise a little bit more than that, right? To account for the actual 5% fee, which you'll be delivering to Kickstarter. The second thing that I would recommend taking away, and honestly, this is one of those exercises where it's a little bit scary. So like when I started to actually do this, I started to get so freaking pumped and excited about launching projects, about helping people launch campaigns. And I started to get like the crowdfunding bug, right? When it comes, this is actually the start of my career. And one of the reasons why I am such a freaking passionate guy when it comes to crowdfunding. And that's to actually look at and to understand the demographics of Kickstarter. So there's actually a really great section on the Kickstarter website, which you can go to and you can actually see the analytics behind every single category on Kickstarter. So I'll try to get my video editor to put that up here on the screen. It's one of the most cool parts of Kickstarter. So you can actually see category by category, success rates, where funding dollars are going, and as well a little bit when it comes to the size of some of these projects. So what you'll quickly take away is that not every campaign out there, whether I cover it on my podcast, right? I've had people on the Crowdfunding Demystified podcast that have literally raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars doing their crowdfunding campaign. We've had huge names, right, on this show who have been successful. However, that's not every project. There are so many creators out there who are raising between $0 and $10,000, between $10,000 and $50,000, between $50,000 and $100K. These are kind of the micro projects or the smaller projects that really make up the bread and the butter of the Kickstarter ecosystem. So if you are trying to raise just 10K, you're trying to raise 20K or 25K when it comes to a project, there are so many other people out there that are successfully doing that. A lot of people like myself, right? Or when it comes to the news outlets or the people out there, we tend to talk about the major raises, right? The mega campaigns doing 6 figures, 7 figures, etc. Because that's what gets people's attention. That's what gets people excited. It actually shows, in my opinion as well, a huge amount of potential. And the fact that you can follow up with that and you can launch in similar categories as these campaigns. Use the same tactics and strategies which they're using, which I talk about in my free course on Kickstarter. The entire blueprint that goes into a campaign, everything you have to do every step of the way. You can check that out down below. And I also cover this as well in the Kickstarter launch formula. We've literally boiled this entire launch down to a system, to a framework, to a formula which you can follow in order to be successful with your Kickstarter campaign. So I'll also link that down below. We have that available on Audible and Amazon. But that being said, just because you're doing a smaller project doesn't mean that Kickstarter isn't a good fit for you. While they will still take their 5% fee, they are incentivized that whether you're a small project creator or a larger project creator, they are incentivized to help you in different ways. And that kind of is going to lead a little bit into my next point, but you should be taking this away that even if you're in a smaller amount that you're trying to raise, there's so much great resources out there. They're still incentivized to help you when it comes to your raise because they do, at the end of the day, are taking that 5% cut. Want to take all the stress out of fulfilling your Kickstarter rewards? Fulfillrite is the turnkey solution that puts product delivery on autopilot. The top campaigns use this trusted high-tech provider to store, package, and ship their products. Focus on growing your business. Leave shipping to the experts. Don't wait. Get a custom quote from Fulfillrite today. Link in the description. All right, so the next point that I want to make actually has to do with their algorithm. Now, I'm promising you, they will probably never admit this publicly, okay? But if you look at any major platform that's out there, you look at YouTube, right? You look at Facebook, you look at Instagram, you look at TikTok, you look at Amazon. These platforms all work based on the basis of algorithms, okay? So for example, the YouTube algorithm, the Facebook algorithm, the Amazon algorithm, and the Kickstarter algorithm. Whenever there's a marketplace of buyers and sellers, there's an algorithm that defines how those two get connected together. And one of the videos I've done that's actually extremely popular is hacking the Kickstarter campaign algorithm. I based my entire courses and books around this as well, helping you hit that velocity of pledges so you can actually rank better on the Kickstarter algorithm. Now, why does this matter when it comes to fees? Sal, why are you talking about this, right? The reason why this matters is that if you are making Kickstarter more money because of their fee, in my opinion, it is one of the variables that is going to play into the actual algorithm. Now you could say, Sal, this is hearsay. How could you say that? They are a business, my friend. They are a public benefit corporation, yes. So they do have a public duty in some ways, but they're also a business. They're going to be incentivized to push the major campaigns that other people want for a couple of reasons, not only their fee, but also because it brings in more backers, which then go on, and they've done studies on this, to support other Kickstarter campaigns. And those people become super backers. And there's an incredible growth that happens within the actual crowdfunding ecosystem. So this is something that's been documented. This is something that's been studied. I covered this on my blog, crowdcrux.com. So one of the things you should take away is that when it comes to that 5% fee, if you are playing your cards right, and you kindle the velocity of pledges when it comes to the Kickstarter campaign algorithm, if you do a pre-launch, if you do the things I talk about in the Kickstarter launch formula, you can be far more successful than if you ignore these facts and these figures. So you have your answer already right in the beginning of this video when it comes to the actual 5% fee. But the final thing I want to talk about, I think there's actually a really important consideration for many of you out there that are looking to take advantage of crowdfunding. You're looking to use this as a way to not only get funding, to get traction, to get a product out there, to assess demand, right? To get feedback on your end product, to build a tribe, a following, all the stuff that we talk about on this channel is, well, Sal, considering that Kickstarter takes a 5% fee, should I maybe even just do my own project on my own website, right? Why don't I just do that? I get a lot of people that are emailing me, that are writing in all the time when they go to CrowdCrux, right? You can also see my email. If you go to my contact section, you can write in if you want to. I get a lot of questions on this. And I think that the biggest answer to that is really, what are you getting at the end of the day when it comes to the 5% fee? Well, you're getting access to the marketplace. You're getting access to a really easy way to build a campaign page with great video, right? With having graphics, with having copy, right? With having rewards. You're not having to handle payment processing at all. You're not having to handle as well interactions when it comes to the buyers and the sellers. They're doing all of that for you. They are providing the platform and also the ecosystem. And I think that honestly, that's a really great deal. And if anyone who is trying to do do their own crowdfunding campaign on their own website. I've actually had a lot of coaching students who have booked a call with me. They're like, Sal, should I do this? Should I set up my own crowdfunding site? Well, the response I usually have to that is, if you're really good at marketing, maybe, right? But if you're really relying on Kickstarter and using them for their ecosystem, it makes a lot of sense for me, in my opinion, to then launch into their marketplace where they already have tons of backers, tons of super backers that are out there that are waiting to back new Kickstarter campaigns. So man, I hope that you enjoyed this video and also you've enjoyed my content. I've been doing this for a while, right? Putting out content when I was living in New York City for at least 6 years, right? On my blog, my podcast, on my YouTube videos. When I was just getting started at George Washington University, I did my logistic regression on Kickstarter. I was putting out tons of articles and those kind of stuff on my blog. I've had people who have been following me for years that are like, Sal, I finally got around to like booking a coaching call with you. And it's like one of the coolest experiences ever. So wherever you are in this journey or this stage, the number one message I'd probably have for you at this point in time is just to do your research and really to sink your teeth into understanding the mechanics that go into crowdfunding, and you're gonna be far more successful. So if you made it this far in the video, awesome. Give me a thumbs up, leave a positive comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. My name is Sal, and I will see you next time.